Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Non-League Premier League here with Bath City. After back-to-back promotions, we find ourselves in Sky Bet League 2, hoping to keep on winning, keep on climbing up the pyramid to reach the Premier League as the goal set out in this series. I will do a little catch-up on the team we currently have. So if I go to the club, go to transfer history, let's go to last season. So last season, you'll recognise some of these names. Paco Afoki, Warrior, Orsi, White brought in on loan. After the end of the season, you'll see we've signed Aidan Baldwin, a 30-year-old centre-back, a bit of experience. We know we need to improve on Baton and Parsau in League 2. They have been with us since National League South. And to be honest, we need to keep going. Now, the issue is we signed Aidan Baldwin, but as you can see down here, his current ability is still only a leading Enterprise North/South player, unlikely to improve, so not the best signing. Dan Sassy, on the other hand, a decent Enterprise national player, kind of where we're looking at, could go up to be a Sky Bet League 2 player. Another centre back there, really improving. This is a brand new starter within our team. And the final signing made towards the end of last year, well, last season, was Tyler Smith, who we got from Morpeth. Actually spent some money on him, 9.75k, and he will be a new starting left back here for us. Only 19 years old, currently an Enterprise national player, potentially Sky Bet League 2 standard. On the transfer out, you'll recognise Matthew Bowman, we sent out on loan. Zach Smith went out on loan. Brad Ash, Oyalike, Ryan Jones, and Ryan Seeger going out on loan. Nathan Hodgson, Logan Morris, a lot of loans out last season. Come into the season, we did sign Jordan Thomas, an ex-Bath City legend, really. He came for us and absolutely stormed it. Now, another player who's probably not good enough to actually play in the league we're in, but I did want to bring him in just because he used to be a Bath City legend. Alfie Parsley, a brand new striker here, could potentially be up to League One standard. A very good signing there at 19 years old. We signed Ashley Akpan, a brand new right back. You'll notice a theme here. All these players are good for the league we've just got promoted on. So this season really could be a struggle. We've got Taché St. Louis here on a free. He can play anywhere down the right, anywhere down the left. Nowhere near good enough for where we are currently. So I have put him in my youth setup to try and help him grow. Nathaniel Junior Brown here, once again, a good Enterprise national player, could potentially be Sky Bet League One, just another young attacking player who can play anywhere across the front three. And last but not least, Ethan Mitchell, brought him in, bit better, bit more experience, can play anywhere in that defensive middle, whether that's centre back, defensive midfield, or in the centre of midfield. Looks like a strong player, really, for our squad. So far, transfers out is just 2 loans, and that is Logan Morris again, the young prodigy we have here amongst our ranks. Probably not going to become anything great now for this team as we're climbing the leagues quickly, but he's gone out to get some experience. And the young Gabby Rivers is going out. He is an exciting prospect. He is quite far off first team level, but he has gone out on loan to Welling, where he is going to be a starting player for them, which was part of the agreement of the loan. Could be an exciting player. We're going to jump to our squad now because I have built a brand new tactic. So pick without restriction, picking my best 11 here. This is how we look to line up this season. This is the more defensive version of the tactic, and I do have sort of a standard version of this tactic. So we're going almost a 4-2-2, just the wingers are a little bit more defensive. If I pop this in both in and out possession, you'll see in possession, we've got a ball playing goalkeeper, Casagrande. He's going to stay with us. Best option we have, and he could, I believe, perform at this level. At right back, the new man, Akpan, Polish guy, has came in. It will be a toss-up between him and Alvin Jones. You can see that Akpan is going to be a bit better for us, but having Alvin Jones as a backup is great. Brand new centre-back in Sassy here. Like I said, he's came in. He's the best we've got in terms of centre-backs and does have potential to keep growing to at least a Sky Bet League 2 player. We stick with the main man, pass out at the back, the captain at the club, now 30 years old and is out of his depth here, to be honest. And we do need to look at trying to replace him if we can, but the budgets we have are very low. And the brand new wing back in Smith at left back there could be a battle once again between Smith and Georgiou. Either could play. Going on to the midfield, the man Waruha breaking in to the starting 11 for this season. A Botswanan international already getting 16 caps and 1 goal. Finds himself now in the starting lineup. His only real competitor for his position is still going to be mainly Jordan Tilson. He'll look even sweet, and apparently he's a bit better than Jordan Tilson. And Georgiou could play that defensive midfield spot. Alongside him here as a box-to-box midfielder, the new man Ethan Mitchell, who I believe is going to be a quality signing there in the centre of the park for us. Out on the right, we're still stuck with Jordan Alves. This is a man I really want to improve on. And to be honest with you, I really wanted Diop to be in the starting lineup the majority of this season, which he may be. But sadly, in one of our friendlies, Diop did get injured from anywhere from 2 to 5 weeks. Out on the left, the new man, Nathaniel Junior Brown. Nothing too special here. Does have a bit of flair, good natural fitness and quite fast. Apart from that, not a lot to him. Up top, the main man, still Windsor here, who is a decent Sky Bet League 2 player already. He's the only real player in the squad who can easily play at this level. Could become as good as the leading Sky Bet League 2 player. And then alongside him, the new signing, Parsley. Up top, the young 19-year-old here, looking to improve. In terms of backup players, the main ones, Georgiou for left back, and like I touched upon, potentially that DM role. Peak playing anywhere along the attacking places, but once again, he's out of his depth at this level. Byron, one of our backup centre backs, out of his depth at this level. Diop, the young man, I know he could improve a lot. I know he could become a main team starter. I want to get him back from injury, and I want to start playing him out on that right instead of Alves. The young man, Daly, only 16 years old, could improve a lot. And once again, I'll be looking to try and get him a lot of first team football this season. We're still stuck with Keita Diawara, who once again out of his depth at this level. Charlie Binns as a sub keeper, out of his depth at this level, never going to be much better. The main man of last season, Mitchy Beardmore, been great for us to open in 2 seasons. Once again, going to be completely out of his depth. Jordan Thomas signed just based on the fact that he's had previous at Bath City, but once again, out of his depth. Luke Russ, once again, out of his depth. Jack Batten, once again, out of his depth. Louis Sweeton, a guy who could potentially be Sky Bet League 2 level, but you see all his stats there on the decline. He's not getting enough game time, so I have put him up for loan. And finally, Ryan Jones, who's back from loan, probably out of his depth once again at this level. So you'll see it's going to be a real struggle of a season. I expect nothing but battling for relegation, to be honest. The main change in this lineup I need to make really is Jordan Alves. I debated seeing maybe if I put Windsor out on the left and play Paco Evoki up top. Paco Evoki here. Once again, if too many players are at their depth at this level, the only real players, I'd say, Casagrande, Sassy, Windsor and Mitchell, and potentially Brown and Smith, can play at this level. We're really going to struggle. I can see it. I'm going to have to rely on a few loans. So a loan I'm going to look for is going to be a right winger. But we start our season today here with Bath City up against Newport. Let's get straight into this game. We are going to play what's deemed to be my best 11. And I am going to play the slightly more defensive version of this formation. And really hope that we can push on. You can see here, when we are in possession, with our defence back here, our outlets, Windsor and Parsley just above the halfway line, but quite compact. As we push on to midfield, we're still quite solid at the back with Waruha sitting deep, along with the back four here. The wing-backs pushing on a bit, but the wing-backs are set to come inside more, and our wingers are going to provide the real width. And when we get into the opposition box, almost everyone's forward in their final third, bar our two centre-backs. Out of possession, when they have the ball in their final third, we've got a very tight, compact midfield as they push on to attack us. All 11 men in our own half. And even when they get into our final third, we come back almost here to a back six. So we're going really defensive. I'm really just hoping for the best. I still need to improve, and the way I'm going to have to improve, I think, is with loans. I haven't got much of a budget left. So I'm going to have to see what I can do there. But the main position is going to be that right-hand side. I don't know how much I trust Alves to do what I want on the right wing, especially as I want my wingers to provide the width. And Alves is obviously left-footed, so really he's going to be better suited to coming inside. So I kind of want to switch it up and get an out-and-out right winger, and hoping when Diop comes back, we can give him quite a bit of playtime out on that right and really get the best out of him. With a low budget, we need to just focus on improving the players we have, especially the youngsters. Young Parsley up top, the likes of Diop out wide, the likes of Daly in centre midfield, and the back four. I've tried to go with a bit more experience at the league level, with a mixture of a couple of youngsters in there. But Parsal, the main man, the captain, has been with us since National League South and looks like he's going to be a starting centre-back for us here in League Two for the majority of the season, unless things majorly change for us. Not a bad start, about half hour in. We have had a few chances. We have had a bit more of the ball. So I'm hoping this formation is really going to help us push on this season. My worry is I'm going to end out with a lot of 0-0 boring draws because I'm not really attacking and we're sitting there and soaking up a lot of pressure. Saying that, here comes the first highlight of the game out wide. For our opposition, they whip that in. Andrews gets his head on the ball, but that's gone over the bar. First highlight of the game, over half an hour in here. It's all about avoiding relegation for me this season. I know I said that last season, but I can tell this season's going to be a struggle. I've gone with the 4-4-2. Sit deep, soak up pressure, and just hope that some of our players have enough quality to create us a couple of chances. And will that be one of the times here as they play it wide to Brown now? They tried to intercept, but Brown gets past his man. He's cutting inside now. He gets a chance to shoot. Whips it wide of the post. But this is not too bad of a start to our life in League Two. Coming up to half time. A very sort of 50-50 match, which I'm a bit shocked about. We're going to start the second half with the same starting lineup. There were a couple of tired players, especially Brown out on that left. It is a high intensity formation we're playing here. So our team's going to have to work very hard on and off the ball. Sassy wins that header to Waruho in midfield. Parsal, the experienced captain of Bath City, into Waruho, wide to Akpan, in the middle to Parsley, goes out to Alves, plays it through to Windsor. Windsor on his right foot, his weaker foot. Waste a really good opportunity there for Bath to go 1-0 up. And I must admit, I'm impressed so far. I think this tactic's going to work for us this season. We're still creating quite a few chances here, which is good to see. And we're looking towards making our first couple of changes here. Go back to our team shape. Brown out on the left. Nobody really who can swap in for him. I'm going to put Windsor there. And the man, Paco Afoki, is going to come on. We've not got the strongest bench, which is a worry for me this season. Because I know I haven't got the fittest team. And the subs can be really important. So depth in numbers, really. Let's try and get some loans. And hope we can do. But we had a good chance there. Missed. And now the opposition on the counter-attack. Calmly playing out of the pitch. Back to Shepherd. Shepherd's going to run that wing. Back into Smith to Baker. Cross to Hardy now. Into the midfield where Smith is again. Westbrook high. High plays it through to McKenzie. Good couple of 1-2s. Akpan though. Gets that ball back. Casagrande. Nothing stupid please. Well played back out to Akpan. To Alves. To Akpan. Waruho now. What a ball through that's going to be. And Afoki's managed to take on his man. And what a poor finish straight at the keeper. And that is a chance we should be scoring. Paco Afoki should not be happy with himself there. A couple more tired players on the pitch. Windsor out on the left. It's going to have to be Jenkins Davies we bring on. And Alves out on the right. And this is where I start to struggle. Avan Jones maybe is going to have to play on the right. But Akpan also needs to come off. I've not really got the players on the bench for this. Tilson's going to come on. Warraher is going to go out onto the right midfield as Tilson comes into the centre of the park. Probably making our team even more defensive there, considering our right midfield is Warraher, is normally a DM. But we have to do what we have to do here. Sassy and Parsley, Mitchell getting tired, Warraher in the middle of the park getting tired as well. 20 minutes to go in this game. We've had the better of the chances, the more possession. We haven't managed to do much with it, and we've gone more defensive. I'll take a 0-0 draw, but I'll also take a 1-0 victory from a set piece. Jenkins Davies here. About to whip that ball in. Canabasi, head got on it. It is. It's Jordan Tilson. Older head within the team, a leader within the team, alongside Parsal being with us since the National League South. Good ball from Davies into Tilson with a good header, putting us 1-0 up on our first game in League Two. And you can see this defensive formation probably just frustrating the opposition, really. And we're still ticking chances over into the final 5 minutes here. 1 minute to go. Bath on the ball. Ball played over towards Mitchell. Poor ball. Makes its way to Naylor at the back. He goes long. Bath City head, please. No, it's not. Salmon now. There's an overlap and run. Antwi on the right. Back to Perry, to Shepherd. No major options apart from that. And they've worked a bit of something out of nothing there. And levelled it 1-1 in the dying minutes of the game. That is sad to see for Bath. Tilson on the ball to pass out. 5 minutes of stoppage time as the ball makes its way to Jenkins Davies. Tried to find Paco Afoki, not on the same wavelength. They just give the ball away. Are we about to throw away a hard-fought game in the final minutes as my team tires down? That's a hell of a ball. Parsal gets a flick on it. Smith now picking it up. He's got to go forward. That's Afoki holding the ball up. Wow. What options does he have on? He has an option to run the whole bloody pitch alone. And a quick return from the Bath City team. What a run from Paco Afoki. Remember the name. They play the ball in the box. It's headed clear by Parsal. Smith runs out. And you'll see that I think Afoki picks up before the halfway line. And he runs and just runs at the defence from his own half. He manages to make his way just inside the box. And manages to slot it home beautifully. What a goal. What a goal. And we just need to hold on for the rest of stoppage time now. Which we do. And it's a victory in our first game in League Two. Thanks to the man, Paco Afoki. What an absolute boy he is. What an absolute man. That was one hell of a goal. Picks the ball up before the halfway line and runs the whole of the pitch. Absolutely fantastic. Our next game is going to be against Crewe, who did lose their opening game. What a start to the season. If you did enjoy the episode, please do leave a like, please do subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.